Being a leader in the nation's oldest and largest cattle industry organization takes dedication, as Nebraska Cattleman Craig Uden has proven. He's served on both the federation and policy sides of the organization. He's here with us now to share some insights on what it's like to be a volunteer leader. Craig, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Tell folks just a little bit about your diversified operation there in Nebraska.
Well, I'm a cattle feeder as well as a cow-calf operator. I'm a partner in a cattle feeding venture that we feed about 100,000 head a year. And it's a commercial operation, so we do a lot of retained ownership. We work with a lot of ranch clientele. And then I also have a cow-calf operation of actually two of them that we feed all the calves through the system that we don't keep for replacements. So we're right in the heart of central Nebraska and the Platte River Valley. So it's a very unique and fun place to raise cattle.
I want to focus a little bit on the feedlot side of your business. It's been a couple, 4, 5, 6 kind of tough months for feeders, hasn't it? Talk to us about the markets. It's
been a real tough 5 or 6 months, and you know, when you make as much money as was in the cattle business, that day of reckoning comes where you can lose that much too. So I was talking to my banker and I said, you know, I'm going to bring you the good and I'm going to bring you the bad. I just didn't think it happened the same year. So.
I hear you. Well, I hope there's better news ahead, right?
Well, I think there's a lot of opportunity. You know, cattle feeders, usually we take a pretty big swing downward like we've seen, but there's a lot of opportunity. This market has went into a probably got too high, it gets too low, it'll find its bearings and we'll move forward. But there's a lot of opportunity for cattle feeders to make some money back and move this thing forward.
It's good news. I shared at the beginning of the interview that you come to this leadership position in a real unique experience set, both from a policy and federation. What insights did you gain from serving on both sides of the organization?
Well, you know, I've been involved very much in the cattle business all my life, 4th generation, but years ago I said, well, as the kids were growing up, I didn't quite have enough time to get back into the policy side, but I thought, well, I'll jump into the checkoff side. And so I got involved there, worked my way up, got on the operating committee, ended up chairman, vice chairman of the federation, then moved over to the policy and went back to all aspects. The unique perspective about that is I understand the policy and understand the checkoff. The gate to plate is kind of my thing as far as producing, being a cow-calf all the way through the feeding. It's really that concept, gate to plate mentality that I have, and I understand how all facets come together to turn cattle into beef.
That'll be very valuable in the years ahead. And one last question. Takes a lot of time, huge amount of commitment to serve in these leadership positions. What causes you to be so dedicated to this cause?
I think it's mentorship. You know, when I was a young man, my folks went to NCBA conventions or NCAA conventions, sure. And I got to stay home and do the work. And I got to spend a lot of time outside of school. When I got to spend a lot of time outside of school doing the chores and doing stuff when they went. So I always brought back something. You know, whenever you're a leader or you're involved in an organization, you take input, but you receive so much back, and you take that back home and better your operation. So it's about making the cattle industry better so the future generations can benefit from what we've had.
Well said. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
The cattle industry needs a strong voice in our nation's capital, and that takes all of us working together. Stand with Craig and other members of NCBA by joining today. It's easy to sign up. Just visit our website, beefusa.org, or you can call 1-866-USA-BEEF.